Good morning, everybody. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me?
Morning,
Yes,
sir.
Morning, morning.
good
Okay,
morning, sir.
okay. Mm, Actually, okay. Oh, so last time we ended up here. Actually, one's complement, two's complement, sign magnitude. We discussed the basic categorization of binary numbers. I think this is what I have discussed. I haven't shared the PDF because still something I I feel there is still something I need to discuss. Okay. So based on this categorization, let me form an example. Okay. But before getting into that example, to discuss a very important concept. If I have one bit information, just one bit, okay, that means either 0 or 1. One bit binary or one binary digit, then how many combinations are possible? Not combination, how many permutations are possible? 0 with 0 and 1. I think it is 2 because if it is 1 bit information, it will be always 0 or 1. Other than 0 and 1, nothing can be. So if it is 0, then it is 0, otherwise it is 1. Okay. So your number of the binary digits are 1 in that case. Number of digits are 1. If I consider now 2-digit information, that's why let's say A and B, A is either 0 and 1 and B is either 0 and 1. Then how many permutations are possible?
4, sir.
4. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1.
Sir, are you presenting?
Yes. Can you not see?
No, sir,
No,
it's
sir.
not
Sir,
visible.
the screen is not visible.
Okay, let me check, let me check.
No, sir.
You are not sharing a screen, I think.
Okay. Maybe. technical. This is purely a technical issue. Now, can you see my
Yes,
screen?
sir.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay,
sir.
okay. Now, let me repeat once again. If number of digits, everything I am doing in binary right now. So, if number of digits are 1, then how many permutations are possible? 0 and 1. That means 2 permutations are possible. 2 permutations are possible. If it is 2, that means number of digits are 2, then 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. The 4 permutations are possible. If it is 3, then
9.
8, sir.
is it 9?
8, sir.
8, 8, 8.
Check. Sorry. I repeat again. I'm repeating mistake. Actually, in this case, so it is, you are claiming that it is 8. Let me check. I have to write in this way. So 4, half of 8 is 4. So 4041. Next time, half of 4 is 2. 2021. 2021. Then half of 2 is 1. 101. 0 1 0 1 0 1. So these are the 8. That means last one is not properly visible. Last one is 111 here actually. There is some technical problem always. So this is the combination, and number of combinations are 8 actually. So in this way, actually, we prepare different combinations. Number of permutations are 8. So clearly, for unsigned number, it is nothing but 2 to the power digit. You check it, or 2 to the power total number of bits, because initially it is 2 to the power 1, then it is 2 to the power 2, then it is 2 to the power 3, because we are dealing with 3. So in this way, actually, so if we are dealing with n digits, then it is 2 to the power n. Okay, and it's ranging from 0 to, so what is the binary of this? 0, I think. Sorry, decimal of this. This is 1. So in this way, you will find that this is nothing but 7. Okay, 1 1 1. You convert it into decimal, you will find 7. So since it is 8, so its range is 0 to 7. Here it is 4. Its range is 0 to 3. Because it is 0, it is 1, it is 2, and it is 3. I think convert it into decimal, you will find it. And 2 means it is 0 to 1. So if it is n, if number of digits are n, then it should be 0 to, since numbers are 2 to the power n, then it is 2 to the power n minus 1. Okay. Because 7 is nothing but 2 to the power 3 minus 1. 4 is nothing but, let us write in different color. 0 to 3 means this 0 to 2 to the power 4 minus 1. Sorry, this is not 2 to the power 4. This is 2 to the power 2 minus 1. So this is the basic idea of finding range of unsigned numbers. So let us organize the information for 3-bit. Let's say we have only 3-bit representation. I am going to represent and we'll check what happens for unsigned number also. Unsigned and signed number. Okay. So for unsigned, number, and we are dealing with 3 bit. We have only 3 bit information. ABC, like before, and A, B, C, each of them belongs to 0 and 1. That means these digits are binary. Now, how many unsigned? Unsigned, we have already seen. I'm repeating that thing. 0, 0, 0, 0. Since it will have 8 combination, that means 2 to the power 8. So half of 8 is 0, 0, 0, 0. It's 4. And half of 8 is also 4. Then 4, 0, 4, 1. Then half of 4, 2, 0, 2, 1. And half of 2, 0, 1, that means 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. In this way, actually organize. Because, okay, so what is it? This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. This is 5, 6, and 7. And not only that, these numbers are all positive. That's why these are unsigned. Okay. I think you already know what I have discussed so far. That is nothing. This is nothing but the summarization of that. But now, when it comes to unsigned number, or I am discarding here the signed magnitude. You can also do it later. I am starting with 1's complement because these two are very important. Okay. Since I have only 3 bits, so 1 bit should be reserved for sign. So we cannot represent up to 7. And not only that, since 1 bit is reserved for sign, its 0 and 1 presents positive and negative. So its range is not purely positive. There is also mix of negative numbers in it. Okay. So how can I, first of all, we have to go for representation. So if I have to represent zeros here, we know that in 2's complement representation there is plus 0 and minus 0 also. So what is plus 0 representation? Zero.
0, 0, 0.
Okay. What is minus 0?
0,
1,
0,
1,
0.
1.
1, 1, 1. Because directly, if I interchange 0 by 1 and 1 by 0, then we will get this. Okay. Now, what is plus 1, plus 2, and plus 3? I think up to 0, since if I discard 1 bit, because 1 bit is representing sign, then with 2 bit, I can represent value up to 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So 1, 2, and 3, up to 3 I can represent. So that's why I have drawn up to 3. And that is true also for the negative side. So hopefully I can represent minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3. So let me check if I can. So 1 means 0, 0, 1, check it. Plus 2 means, tell me.
0,
It
1,
should
0.
be
0, 1, 0.
0 1 0.
Okay.
0 1 1.
0, 1.
1. Okay, so you have developed the positive side very nicely. Now, according to the rule of one's complement, the negative number is the one's complement of positive number, and positive number is also the one's complement of negative number. So, what will be the minus one?
Sir, 110.
It
110.
is one's complement of this one. Okay, so 110. Okay, fine. So minus 2,
Sir,
101.
101.
101.
101.
0, 1, and minus 3,
100.
100.
0, 0. Okay. So this is what I have got from one's complement representation. Now in two's complement, let me check the same thing. So plus 0 is possible here, but minus 0 is minus 0 and plus 0 is not is same here. So 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully I can represent this range, and what about the negative, we'll check it later. This is nothing but same as this one. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, and 0, 1. Okay. But what about minus 0? What is the representation?
So same 000.
From right to left, up to first one you have to keep unchanged, and later you have to after the first one you will interchange 0 by 1 and 1 by 0. So there is no such first one. So plus 0 and minus 0 are same here. So it is nothing but plus minus 0, everything is same. What about minus 1? Two's complement of this one actually.
111.
1,
110.
1, 1, 1, 1. Now up to first one unchanged, then 1, 1, 1. Okay. So minus 1 is 1, 1, 1. Now minus 2.
110.
Is it 1, 1, 0? Whose complement of this one actually? Check
100.
100.
0, 1, 1. Is it? Check it. If it is not, tell me. Up to first one unchanged, then 1 by 0, 0 by 1. Okay. So 0, 1, 0 means up to first one, up to this much will be unchanged. This many digits will be unchanged, and then you have to change by 1. Okay. So it is 1, 1, 1. Minus 3. What is minus 3?
001.
101.
101.
111.
101.
101.
101 up to first one. You are sticking to this one also. Up to first one unchanged. So this one will be unchanged, but this will be 0 and this will be 1. 101. But there is one more extra pattern is here. Okay. Because
Then minus 2 will be 100.
100. Let me check. 110. That means what is plus 2? 0, 1, 0, and up to first one unchanged. Then I think
Okay.
this will, at the beginning you may get confused a little bit. This is not a very big issue. So here actually I am getting 10, but one pattern is still unused. Can you tell me which pattern is not used here?
100.
100. Exactly. So what is the value of 100? What is 100? In 2's complement?
4.
4, no, minus 4 actually. Minus 4.
Yes, sir. -4.
So
So 4 will be
that-
the same.
4 will also be the, now 4 will also be, will not be the same, but it will exceed that definition, I think. It will 4 bit. It will make it 4-bit representation, not it will be confined within 3 bit. Okay. So that's why, as a result, you are stopping 2 zeros here. You are sticking to 1 0. As a result, you are getting one more number within this range. So this is the major advantage of 2's complement over 1's complement, and some people may also get confused what will be the effect in, what will be the representation in sign magnitude. So I am also doing it. I haven't done it because otherwise discussion will not be completed. So here also +0 and -0, there is a problem of +1, +2, +3, -1, -2, -3, and 0 means 0, 0, 0. This is 1, 0, 0. Is it? And 1 means 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. And this is nothing but, these things are 1 because this is sign magnitude. So it is 1 means 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Now here also the same problem exists here. Representation of 2 0, as a result it is it is reducing its range. That means number of digits can be represented. It is getting reduced by 1 for 1's complement and sign magnitude representation. So here let me examine how many numbers can we represent using 3-bit unsigned. You know that it is 2 to the power 3 minus 1, 0 to 2 to the power 3 minus 1 in this case. So had it been a case of n bit, I will examine what will be the n bit case. So here actually it is 0 to 2 to the power 3 minus 1. Then what will be here actually for 1's complement representation?
-2 to the power 3 minus 1 to 2 to the power 3 minus 1.
2 to the power 3 minus 1. That means minus 1. Is it? Minus 1
Yes.
to 2 to the power 3 minus 1 minus 1. This is the representation in this case. And this is what happens in 2's complement. It is 2 to the power 3 minus 1, but this minus 1 will not be because there is one extra number here, and on the positive side it is 2 to the power 3 minus 1 minus 1. Okay. And in sign magnitude, it is exactly same as I think for 1's complement. So I'm not repeating that thing. It is same as 1's complement. It is 2 to the power 3 minus 1 minus 1. This is the negative side, the maximum value in the negative side and minimum value. And 3 to the power 3 minus 1 minus 1. This is the maximum value on the positive side. Now you will substitute these expressions by n bit. if you substitute 3 by n here, you will get the generalized version of representation, okay, or generalized range. If n bit is used for unsigned, then if you substitute, then it will be 0 to 2 to the power n minus 1. Similarly, you will also substitute here. You will also substitute here. So you will get the range. Any problem in understanding this?
No.
Okay. So you can also work it out for 4 bit, 5 bit, 6 bit at your home. You don't have to submit, but for your satisfaction, you will work it out. Then this concept will be registered in your mind much better. Okay? Now, binary coded decimal. Or this is known as BCD. That means this BCD conversion is very important from electronics perspective. In many different applications in electronics and communication, that BCD code is used. It is one of the binary codes. Actually, binary codes means you are representing decimal directly by binary. You are not converting the decimal into binary. So this is very simple. You will make a short note on it later, but just try to understand the idea. How many digits are possible? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I think these are the decimal digits. So you have to directly represent this with binary. So can you tell me how many bits are required to represent it? Two bits can represent up to 4. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 3. If it is 3 bits, then 0 to 7,
Yes,
but
sir.
there are more number of bits,
Sir, 4
6
bits.
bits.
4 bits. You can also represent it using 6 bit, but there will be some redundant bits. But minimum 4 bits are required to represent it. Okay. So 0, 0, 0, 0. What is the 4-bit binary of this? I think 0, 1. Mhm. Is it okay? No, no, no. There is some problem with the 9 because is it
So it is correct.
correct? Okay, let me check once again.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, then it is correct. So in this way, actually, this is BCD conversion. So just wait for a moment. So this is actually the BCD representation, and this is very much used in electronics and communication. So I'm not getting into detail of that applications. You just know about it, okay, and make a short note about it for yourself. Now you don't have to submit. Then another code is binary key, ASCII, ASCII. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. You also make a short note on it, but I am just showing you the idea. Just I am showing you, but before showing idea, I have to write something. Okay, I am populating one table. You just keep on looking at. Actually, when we use any symbol or any type of things, it has some characters, it has some binary numbers associated with it. That is nothing but the ASCII value. So each symbol is represented by ASCII values. Okay. Now for capital letter, it is 26 because capital letters are there are 26 capital letters. Small letter also it is A to Z, that means 26. For digits, it is 10 because 0 to 9, I think. Another, there will be some special symbols. Special symbols are 30. Now, which one is special symbol? Actually, ampersand, at the rate, has, this type of things are special symbols. Okay. Control characters. These type of characters are very much used in games programming. That means these control characters are 34. Like this one, up arrow, down arrow. These are not printable characters. Actually, they are control characters. So initially, when ASCII values were prepared, this set was consist of this much of character, this many characters. Okay. So what is the total number of characters here? Initially, total number, you just count it. Tell me.
128.
128. Now, these were the total number of characters when ASCII was first prepared, ASCII code. So, this is actually the ASCII when it was prepared first. Now, tell me how many bits are required to represent 128 numbers?
7 bits.
7 bits, because 2 to the power 7 means 128. Is it? Check it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So 7 bits are required for representing. So initial ASCII, when it was prepared first time, it was 7 bits. But later, some extra symbols are added into it. Okay. What are these symbols? Some graphic characters. So some graphic characters were added to it, and how many graphic characters? These are also 128. Okay, graphic character means you will find some smiley type of things, and even for different digits there are also graphic characters. So if you like to print something designer like that, there are some graphic characters. So graphic characters are added into the ASCII letter, and now total becomes 128 plus 128, 256. Now tell me how many bits had? Tell me.
8 bits.
8
bits.
to the power 8.
2 to the power 8. So this ASCII is known as extended ASCII. Which is nothing but 8-bit ASCII. So if we consider all characters, this is nothing but extended ASCII or 8-bit ASCII. So initially the ASCII values are prepared based on 7-bit. Okay. But since so many characters were introduced, so many graphic characters, because in C program also there are very nice type of games can be prepared. So using C program, so here in this type of character or any decorative purpose or any type of other purpose, so these characters are used. So these two, you must make a note of these two. I have just explained the concept, but in your exam, if it is asked to make a short note or write a short note, then you have to describe also that thing. Okay. Okay, how much time is left? I think 7 minutes. If I start logic gate, I cannot finish. So maybe I will start next day. But before finishing, since at 20 minutes are still left, I can discuss something else, some lightweight type of topic. Okay. Up to that, binary representation is completed. Okay. So
in exam, if short notes come, then those numbers will be enough, or we have to write anything else?
you have to describe it a little bit. That what is 7-bit ASCII, what is extended ASCII. That what I have discussed is not. You just search on the net, then you will find little bit of description. So, and definitely everything depends on your number. Depends on the number allotted for the question or like that. If there is a scope for description, if time permits, you will write, no problem. Okay, so this is up to end of binary, but this is not the end of everything, because in next class I will discuss logic gates and its application, half adder, full adder, this type of things. But before that, I like to mention one thing that will be very useful for your lab purpose. Because sometimes you write program, but you cannot understand if it will be produce appropriate output or not. If is say, let's say you practice some programs on your paper, but until it is running in your machine, so you cannot predict what will be the output, or if I need to modify my program or like that. So there is a specific technique for that. That is that you can do also on your copy without running the program in your computer. You can verify if your program is correct or not. Okay. That technique is known as desk checking. Some people calls it dry run. So whatever, you have a piece of code in one side, and on the other side you will try to run it on your paper. Let's say I am adding two numbers. So code is like that. I am not writing the complete code. You can also do it any type of do the same thing for any type of pseudo code also. Printf, enter two values. Ampersand A, let's say it is ampersand B. Now C equal to A plus B. In this very simple logic, printf, I am putting new line here because otherwise it will look ugly. Sum equal to %D C. This is the basic code, very basic. Now, how do you do desk checking on it? In desk checking, you have to divide your page where you are going to desk check into two parts. Okay. Okay, I let me divide vertically. It will be much better in that case. Here, it will be the memory. It will be the screen. So in memory, we are first declaring three variables. So we will have these three variables here: A, B, and C. And in screen, first of all, when it runs here, it will produce an output like this: enter two values. And after that, you will supply two values, 10, 20, like this. And since you are scanning these values, so 10 will be available here, 20 will be available here. Here, the value is unpredictable. Okay. So you can very easily see what is happening on your screen and what is happening in your memory variables. Okay. Now C equal to A plus B. A contains 10, B contains 20. So total is A plus B is nothing but 30, and 30 is going to be assigned into C. So C will get 30 here. Now if we print, we are printing the value of C, then it will be, it is happening in new line. So sum equal to, instead of %D, it will substitute the value of C. So sum equal to 30. So in this way, without running also your program on your paper, you can also check what will be the output, or if I am going right or not, like that. Okay. Any problem to understand this method? Any problem to understand it?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. Then let us do it for some other complex type of thing. Let's say I am running a loop. Okay, I equal to 1 while I less than equal to 3. I equal to I plus 10. Sorry, let us make another variable, otherwise it will be very complicated. X equal to I plus 10. Printed new line %d x. Let's say this is the logic. I'm
So
going
int
to
x.
int x. Int x. Int I and int x. Now let us do it. This is your memory and this is your screen. In memory, we are using two variables, I and x. At the time of declaration, there should not be any value in it. There is value, but you cannot predict. That is garbage value. It can be anything. So that's why I'm keeping it blank. I'm not putting any value. Now I is set to 1 here. So I will make it 1. Now I less than equal to 3. This condition is true here because i's current value is 1. 1 less than equal to 3. So x equal to I plus 10. Inside that loop, x equal to I plus 10. That means x equal to current value of I plus 10. 11. Okay. Printf new line %d x. Mind it, there is new line in it. So it will be 11. It is printing. Now I plus plus. I equal to I plus 1. So I becomes 2 here. Now again it will check if I less than equal to 3 or not. So current value of I is 2. So 2 less than equal to 3. That is also true. So it will enter I x equal to I plus 10. Now current value of I is 11. So 11 plus 10, that is nothing but 21. Now it is printing the value of x in new line, mind it. So it will be 21 and
Sir, I is 2, right?
I is 2. Okay, maybe I have made the mistake. I is 2 here. So I is not, that is, I think you can clear from your setup. 2 plus 11. Now x is I is 2 plus 10. That means I will be 12. Okay, it's 12. So I am writing 12 here, no problem. Then I plus plus, I becomes 3. What is happening in memory, you can also check. So 3 less than equal to 3. Is it true? Oh, sorry, it is equal to. That is not perfect less than. It is equal to. So 3 less than equal to 3, it is true. So x equal to I plus 10. So current value of I is 3 and current 3 plus 10. That means 13. Now it will go into this line, printf. %dx. So again it will print in a new line and it will print 13. Then I becomes 4 because I will also increment here. Okay, but 4 less than equal to 3. This condition is not true. That's why control will terminate this loop or control will get out of this loop. So in this method, actually, you can check if your program is written properly or not. You can also do this for any type of algorithm or like that. You in first section you will draw all the memory variables and you put values according to your program, and on your screen you try to represent, because sometimes screen representation is important, because when you are dealing with a pattern, then what you are printing on the screen, that is also important rather than generating these values. Okay, so I think you have understood what is desk checking or what is some people also prepare trace table. That means intermediate values are also prepared. They are also recorded one by one as in form of a table, but I haven't done it. It will make the operation very complicated. It will look clumsy. That's why I haven't done it. I just have been through the previous values and put the new values. Okay. Any problem with this approach? Okay.
No, sir.
I think you may leave.
Thank you, sir.
Time is almost over. You may leave. I will upload this lesson also.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
everyone.
You sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
क्लास खत्म